Good morning. Hello. Hi. So it's another morning. Oh my gosh. Would it be the 21? Is it? It's the 21. Who really knows? We've created time, a measurement of time so that we feel like secure in this structure of time. So I have a book here that I read from in the mornings, and it's based on the structure of time. Oh, deep question. I've always found the whole. Hi Tessa, I love you. I've enjoyed your work on what you've been doing. Hi Chris Combs. So I've sometimes gone into the whole idea around time, and I find that one can really disappear in the concept of no time. But we're not going to go there today. Did I say 21? I did. It's 21s. So here we are. We're reading a book called we're reading a book called the 24-Hour Day Book, and I started reading it the 1st of May. It just appeared, like a few books have lately. I have a bookshelf, actually a big bookshelf, and books have appeared out of it recently that I didn't even realize I had. This one I'm just reading. It's a Dr. David Hawkins, Reality, Spirituality, and the Modern Man. And already I would say that the modern man has changed from when Dr. Hawkins wrote this 10 years ago. We are changing. Times we are changing. So what's come up for me more and more and more is the inquiry of who are we? Tell me who you are. And as we move past the idea that we're who we thought we are, somebody's father or somebody's sister or somebody's mother, or that we're a woman or a man, or that we're healthy or we're not healthy, or all these ideas we have of ourselves. We move past those identities. Who are we? What do we find? So it's really become the question. I think we're moving more and more into that question than the idea of therapy. For a long time, at least, the last 100 years, we've been trying to muck around in the beliefs of who we are, the equipment. We've been moving around in the ideas. Is that right, Trevor? Trying to fix ourselves so we could function in the holodeck. I call this the holodeck, and we've finally realized, I think, as a people, and it's come out of India, this Ramana Maharshi fella, and maybe even before him, that we are not who we thought we were. We are not. We are actually that. I am that. I am not. I am not. Who I thought I was. I'm not a working man. I'm not all of the identities that we are in this dimension is not who we are. We're beyond that. We are who we were before we were born, and we are who we will be after the body falls. And more and more we're identifying with that. Even though there's a real struggle to hold on to an idea of who we are. And if we let go of the struggle, we can be who we want to be in this dimension with ease, instead of with struggle. So we just with ease, and the ease comes from knowing who we are, that we are, that God is one, and we are that one. We are, I struggle to speak of it, part of that one. We are that one. So anyway, I've been reading this book. It's a spiritually based book. It was written for alcoholics and addicts, in the 50s, and beautifully done. And it talks a lot about really the symptoms of who we think we are. Because with the alcoholic to recover, or the addict to recover, we do have to reach past who we think we are. It's difficult to stay in the old dimension or the old idea of who we think we are and recover. Because for some reason or other, who we think we are is not satisfactory. These are not happy times. The alcoholic who's still in his old belief systems is not in happy times. But to replace them with a new set of belief systems doesn't seem to work. We have to find a connection with a higher power. And how do we do that without it becoming a dogmatic religion? So we do that by looking inside of ourselves. First of all, looking at the symptoms of who we thought we were, the idea of who we thought we were, and letting that go. In the 12-step world, we have the 4-step. The 4-step helps us see that we're not that. And the symptoms of how we've been behaving, how we've been, are clearly there, that we're judgmental and we're angry and we're complaining, and we're full of fear. And our fear creates our reality. So we see that in our 4th step. It's beautiful. It's well done so that we can see who we've been. Not to punish ourselves, not to make ourselves small in any way, but to realize that we've been in denial, that we've been mostly blaming others. And so we lift it up. It's from a very low place of this blaming others, and we become lifted up when we see who we've been. And through as we are lifted up, and we start to connect with a higher purpose, which is beautiful, and then we start to connect actually with the source of that higher purpose, and the terms and condition of joining with this higher power are that we give it away, and it's beautiful. It's so well done. Dr. David Hawkins compared it vibrationally to even Tibetan Buddhism. The 12 steps are very high vibration, and we become free. We know freedom, and it's beautiful. But ego, fear, wants to hold us in an old place, because so if we can have the courage to examine ourselves, and we certainly have the support, we have the courage to examine ourselves, we can begin to surrender that old idea of who we are and become this connected, God-centered human beings. Beautiful. There we go. I didn't intend to share that. But we've been talking about it a lot around here, and it's pretty beautiful. I'm actually in the process of re-looking at my old ways, because they creep in. Fear can creep in, and then fear is always the father of the lie. Fear is the father of the dishonesty. Yes, and so we have to share our fears. That's it. And it's there for everybody. We don't have to be an alcoholic or an addict to do the self-examination and find our way past the conditioned beliefs, past who we thought we were, past our old behaviors, to this center of us that is the God center. Here we go. Anyway, I'm going to read what this man said in 1954, and it's probably in here. I may need my glasses. May 21st, thought for the day. One of the finest things about AA, or the 12 steps, is the sharing. Sharing is a wonderful thing because the more you share, the more you have. Beautiful. It's a principle, spiritual principle. In the old drinking days, we didn't do much sharing. We used to keep things to ourselves, partly because we were ashamed, but mostly because we were selfish. And we were very lonely because we didn't share. And we were very lonely because we didn't share. When we came into AA, the 12-step world, the first thing we found was sharing. We heard other alcoholics frankly sharing their experiences with hospitals and jails and all the usual mess that goes with the self-centered, selfish drinking world. Am I sharing is the question. Beautiful. Nice to see you, Jason and Justin and Tracy. Thanks for coming by. So that's the thought for the day. Am I sharing? You know, am I giving this away? It's beautiful. Looks like I don't need my glasses today. Meditation for the day. Character, it says, is developed by the daily discipline of duties done. Wow. Simple. You know, that is simple. Be obedient to the heavenly vision and take the straight way. Be obedient to the heavenly vision and take the straight way. Do not fall into the error of calling Lord, Lord, and doing not the things that should be done. A man needs a life of prayer and meditation, but he must still do his work in the busy ways of life. A man needs a life of prayer and meditation, and he must still do his work in the busy ways of meditation, in the busy ways of life, The busy man is wise to rest and wait patiently for God's guidance. If we are obedient in the heavenly vision, if you are obedient in the heavenly vision, you can be at peace. I think he uses the word obedient to, us following the vision. And what's beautiful about the 12-step world, and it's there's such an opportunity to expand from there, but it has the nuts and bolts of how do we live on a daily basis. I had a friend the other day ask me, how is it that, David, you say you love everyone? And what happens is that there's this part of me that sees people, and when I saw myself, my own fear, my own judgment, my own misinformed idea of who I was, and for a long time, I did think I was the only one. The beautiful thing about the 12-step world is we realize we're not, because we go and we share and people laugh, and they laugh because they're the same. We're all, and many alcoholic dies from what we call acute uniqueness. Yes, but I'm different. Then I realized I wasn't different. I realized that I was caught in the same trap as all of you. And that's what makes it easy to love. And to know you is that we're all caught in the same snare of deception, if you will. We're deceiving ourselves in this idea of who we think we are. And then if we think we're these things that our conditioned beliefs tell us, then we're striving to be more in some way. And we cannot will our way into more. We just cannot will our way into more. It's crazy. But we can love our way into more. And we can love our way into, having a God-centered life. God is love. And we touch on that inside of ourselves. Then love for others is very easy. And then there's no question about trust. There's There's nothing to trust. Of course, if we're attracted to and want to spend time with somebody who's living in the illusion, then then we're back in the illusion. You know, we're thinking we're going to get something, and if they can't deliver, of course they can't deliver. There's nothing for us to give each other in that way that we can't find within ourselves. So we're disappointed because we expected to get something, and then we say they let me down. As a matter of fact, we even promise that we can deliver, and we can't. But from a God-centered, from a love-centered place, we can deliver. We have something to share, but it's unconditional. It's not based on getting something. So that's the thing about love. If you're wondering, it's unconditional. It doesn't have an expectation. It doesn't need anything. And there's nothing to lose. There's no need to trust. Now, in his reading the prayer for the day, I pray that I may be obedient to the heavenly vision. I pray if I fall, I'll pick myself up and go on. So to me, the heavenly vision is just what I talked about, unconditional love, not expecting, and recognize that as we move out of the illusion that we've been living in, that there's something to get, then we won't mistake our desire to help others as a romantic attraction. You know, there's lots of pitfalls along the road. We think that if we're with somebody in a romantic way, it's going to fill us up. You know, our primary purpose, our number one job is to guide and help others to a God-centered life. And if in that we, you know, are able to connect with somebody and spend time with somebody without conditions, then it's a lovely thing. But our old belief systems around relating are very strong, very strong. So just, you know, all part of the surrendering to the moment, to our potential. Because what are we? We are immense potential in each moment. We're not something that we imagine ourselves in the future or something that we imagine ourselves in the past. We're not that thing. We're nothing in a way until this moment. Till this moment. Okay, Tracy, love you. All right. Potential. I get it. Okay, bye, you guys. That's it. Here we are in the beginning. The very beginning is now. Cheers. Love you. Love it if you subscribe on YouTube. We're trying to build something, I don't know, without any expectations. Okay. Bye, you guys.